All right, time capture. Now we believe in what we believe in. And I know about the devil minions. Now I had some dude with a ute, a noisy ute. It's an old style. Compact, right? That's all about research and strange coincidences. Now while I was just doing my work up here, as that song was playing just then, I'm about finishing now. I want to show you something. Bump. Check it out. See the U on the side? It's about there somewhere. That was working, and all of a sudden, right here, it decided to lock up, as you could say, right? As they're material wasters, right? In certain companies and certain things. And so what we're going to do is we're going to record, and then we'll ask later on certain areas, why is something happening? That sucks. What a waste of materials, isn't it? Right? But there you go. Now I think I've got another tube. So I'm just going to finish up plugging this part here off as the bird has gone into it and hacked into it, the old Frankie. And so I'm just going to fix it up now with a bit of silicone. I'm just going to have to go see if I've got another tube. Hopefully I do. I might not. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to order some, but I've plugged up the end here. And I did one of those channels in here. As Frankie has come along and pulled them off. Now when it comes to these solar panels, the downside of them is, see, that one over there was half siliconed already. This one didn't have any. I was talking about this already. And the downside of it is the plastic. Now the birds have been pulling up there. Goes dull. Right. You have to clean them a bit more. So they need some sort of plastic that is more like glass, right? That they can bend. That doesn't go dull. Now these were expensive. I paid roughly over $100, close to $100, up to $150 per panel. Where in the end, when technology changes and get deals, I end up only paying $60 per panel of them ones. And they're claiming 100 watt more intake than these ones. These are 250s, 350s. Right? Got a deal in the end of changing of technology. They went from about 150, roughly. They were about the same cost, but you get a little bit more going that direction than these fold out ones for camping and stuff like that. Now, you'd probably be good to fold them out when you go camping and stuff like that. Might last. But actually leaving them out, these are about 3 years or so, no more than 4, sitting out. And that's the look of them. Right? Now, you can imagine how they'll look if they're not being touched by the birds. As Frankie's been on the edge here, pulling up stuff and ripping up stuff. That's what they'll look like. That's what they do. They go dull. Now, I've gave them a good clean. I've hit them with a bit of soap, right, and gave them a decent, good clean. Right? So there's no, because they had like, that dust, grime, wearing material, right, happening on. And so that's the bad side about these things. The cells are about the same. I can notice there's a little burn from water leakage. The panel still works, but once they get in there, you can get more and more burns, and you can get a little fire hazard, but it's up here on tin, and it's not going to be much of a fire, but they can cause these things. Now, I was just watching the news the other day, a little bit, and some last night, about some of these solar panels and the issues they cause, and how companies just like to run in and make money and do what they do, and hope that you suffer the consequences later on. No, shocking. But anyway, these should be stronger as birds get to them. Here in Australia, we have big birds, right? And so these need to be good secured caps. They weren't secured caps. Did they think about that? See the cap? They're sitting on there, and if you give them a little squeeze with a beak, they pop off. They should be screwed in if they need to come off. Some sort of case like that. Right, more thought. If you're paying money for things and you want things to last, it's best to put all the thought in instead of just money. Yeah, you can give it out there, stupid as shit. They'll take the buck of everything in the end. Right? We'll just pay who complains, if they're lucky. Right? See some of the wires there have been chewed. That's why I'm up here now. Frankie! Frankie! There's a little bit more over there too. Caught him actually video. Him playing around with his cords. I never got around to sealing it. You can get these little copper cases, the square ones, and you can silicon them down and seal them up. But I didn't get around to that. I took it out for a test to see if it was roadworthy and that. Got a little permit for it a while back, and that's about it. And then more issues happened in life, and it's sat ever since. And that's the outcome of these panels. So I'll let you know a bit later how I've recovered them and how these will work. So I'm going to hook them up, see how I'm getting this sun now on these panels, and as they leave these ones will still light up a little bit longer. So first I've got to go through it all, hook it up. Before I hook it up, make sure it's all right, as you do to service a car or a vehicle or something like that. Anyway, have a good one, and let me know what your thoughts are and opinion when it comes to these panels. When it comes to coincidences and stuff like that, that's another area and field. I thought I'd just chuck that in at the same time with my study. When it comes to areas, sometimes when you're in an area, certain things happen. Doesn't mean they're the bad guy or anything's bad. It's just signs, a little bit like Final Destination, where you see signs or music certain ways when things are happening. And now, since I've gone on the spiritual path full on, there's been a lot of mysterious signs to find out what's the issue. And it doesn't mean someone comes past with a noisy vehicle, doesn't mean it's them, but it can mean that a noisy vehicle type people could be involved in something, right, and stuff like that. So it's always good to record things until we get the answers of certain areas, to leave it up as a mystery and have people chat about such things. So have a good one, and see you later.